In this video, we're going to confront the biological trap and break down how to escape the convenience trap you were forced into as a child. If you feel like your life doesn't belong to you, if every yes you give to someone else is a painful no to yourself, it means your operating system has been hacked. Today, we aren't talking about basic self-confidence. We're going deeper. We are going to expose the neurobiological mechanisms of your obedience. You'll understand why your brain blocks your protective instinct, turning you into a convenient tool for manipulators, and why your kindness is actually a biochemical fear of exile. You are the perfect byproduct of social conditioning. You're that golden child who never slammed doors, never yelled at your parents, and always knew how to smile politely for the guests. Today, you're the adult who understands everything, sees everyone's side, and knows how to smooth things over. Congratulations! You've mastered the rules of the people-pleasing trap. But look in the mirror when no one is watching. Who is looking back? A real person or a hollow shell filled with other people's expectations? Your vaunted integrity isn't holiness. It's a form of biological imprisonment where your will was sacrificed for the comfort of others. You didn't choose to be kind. You were forced to be, under the threat of emotional exile. Watch this video until the end, because your inability to say no isn't a personality trait. It's a symptom of life force atrophy. If you don't learn to manage your internal predator, you will vanish without a trace, as a very nice person whose grave no one will notice, because you never truly lived. Let's look at your daily life. You spend hours replaying conversations in your head, coming up with the right responses you never dared to say out loud. You feel physically nauseous when you have to ask for a raise, or simply return a defective item to a store. You apologize to the door when you bump into it. This isn't politeness. It's a pathology. Your shadow self is locked in the basement of your consciousness, boiling with suppressed resentment, while you play the part of enlightened calm on the outside. You are a social chameleon. You're so used to scanning micro-expressions on other people's faces that you've lost touch with your own needs. If your partner is in a bad mood, you instantly spiral into anxiety, frantically thinking, "What did I do wrong? How do I fix this?" Your life is an endless attempt to prevent a conflict that only exists in your head. You fear being inconvenient more than death, because in your internal wiring, being inconvenient equals social annihilation. You are the perfect tool for manipulators, because your conscience works against you. You've become the ideal hostage, the one who punishes himself for even thinking about freedom. Why are you so hopelessly stuck? The answer lies in social anxiety biology. When you were a child, your survival depended 100% on your parents' approval. Normally, a child should go through a protest phase to train their will. But if your parents were emotionally fragile, tyrannical, or cold, your brain made a fatal error. It identified your natural anger as a critical threat to your survival. Your amygdala, the threat processing center, became hyperstimulated. Every time you tried to state what you wanted, you saw disappointment in your mother's eyes, or rage in your father's. To survive, your brain triggered the fawn mechanism. You learned to appease the aggressor. Your brain literally paralyzed your ability to resist, so that you wouldn't provoke the pack. Today, when you're afraid to say no to your boss, that same neural network fires up. Your adrenals dump cortisol. Your heart rate spikes, and your vision narrows down to one goal: survive by pleasing. This isn't your fault. It's a programming error from your childhood. You've become addicted to the dopamine hit of a stranger's smile, confirming that you won't be kicked out of the cave today. By the way, make sure to watch until the end, because you will receive 3 unique techniques to hack your security system. Without them, you'll remain a lifelong hostage to childhood fears, disguised as adult ethics. Now, for the hardest part. Are you proud of your saintliness? Do you think you're above conflict? That's a lie. Your peacefulness is just a form of cowardice, rebranded as virtue. You didn't choose to be kind. You simply had no other option. You are like a lion that's been stripped of its teeth and claws, and now prides itself on its vegetarian diet. You chose the strategy of invisibility because you're terrified of the real responsibility that comes with power. Your morality is just the glue you use to patch the holes in your self-esteem. You manipulate those around you through your helplessness and hyper-usefulness. You turn people into debtors by forced favors they never asked for, just so you can secretly despise them later for being ungrateful. Your anger hasn't gone anywhere. It's turned into passive aggression, toxic sarcasm, and psychosomatic illness. Imagine what would happen if you directed that steam into the turbine of your success. You could build empires, but instead, you're choosing the best paper for a report, just so your boss will pat you on the back. Your anger isn't a sin. It's your life force. An obedient child cannot love. They can only attach out of fear. Love is an act of will, and your will was blocked. When you were 3 years old, your inner monster, the one you're so afraid of, is actually your only chance to become alive. To escape this biological trap, you need to retrain your nervous system. Technique number 1. Dopamine expansion. Start with micro-conflicts. Once a day, do something that triggers slight disapproval. Politely decline a flyer. Don't answer a call immediately. Or don't smile back at a stranger. Feel the discomfort, and don't run. You are literally expanding your territory of freedom. Technique number 2. Cortisol grounding. The moment you feel the urge to apologize, physically tense your core and leg muscles. Hold for 10 seconds, breathing through your nose. This signals your brain that you are in a defensive stance. You stop being prey at a biochemical level. Technique number 3. The shadow dialogue. Before bed, write down everything you wanted to say today, but were too afraid to. Use the most unfiltered language. This legalizes your shadow self, turning suppressed impulses into a conscious resource. You've been good for everyone but yourself. For a long time, your biological prison no longer has walls. They only exist in your habit of trembling before authority. Strip yourself of your last alibi. Now you know that your meekness is fear, and your morality is paralysis. You have a choice. Remain a convenient doormat, or become the person who defines their own boundaries. Become inconvenient. Become the one whose will cannot be ignored. Finally, become alive. Subscribe, because this is the only path to taking control of your life. Your time of obedience is over. The time to act is now.